For the function, f of x is x squared minus 5. Find the average rate of change from x equals 1 to 4. The graph is something we're going to do later, so don't worry about sketching the graph just yet. Let's focus on the average rate of change. So the formula for average rate of change, f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. Does it matter which point we declare as a and which one we declare as b? No. Typically, we let a be the smaller number and b be the larger number. So for our setup, we'll have f of 4 minus f of 1 all over 4 minus 1. How do we find f of 4? There you go. So if f of x is x squared minus 5, what's f of 4? Is 11. Minus, what's f of 1? Negative 4. All over class, 4 minus 1, 3, 2 people. What is 11 minus negative 4 all over 3? So let's talk about the graph here. What we're going to learn later on is this concept of a transformation, meaning looking at a function and seeing what's applied to it and know how the function moves around the axes. What this is going to mean is you're going to take your U-shaped curve of a parabola and move it down 5 units. So if we were to do that, if you want to just do a quick sketch. Now this is not to scale. This would be the approximate graph of x squared minus 5. So what we're going to learn later, instead of plotting points, we just went to the good part. So we're going to learn later that x squared is a U-shaped curve, and the minus 5 is going to say move that curve 5 units down. So instead of, you guys might, instead of, oh yeah, look at that. So that would be the graph there, normally, and then we just move it down 5. Who's jealous? You better all be. Because that's amazing. All right, so let's talk about this 5 that we found here. What that means is, or I read, good. Well, we found when x was 1, y was negative 4. So that's the point 1, negative 4. I'm a little bit off there. That's okay. And then when x was 4, this was 11. Oh, I missed it. It'd be somewhere up here. So I should have made my graph continue on. In fact, let me do that real quick. Feel free to reference any Spinal Tap if you know it. So what we just found was if we were to connect these 2 points, oh, this is going to be tough. The slope of this line is 5. Yeah, so I could say find the average rate of change. I could say find the slope of the secant line. All means the same thing. Now, this one was not a word problem, but if it was, like if F represented, I don't know, profit in dollars, and if X represented, I'm just making this up, number of books, and you were asked to interpret it, then anytime you interpret an average rate of change or any form of slope, it's always y per x, meaning it'd be $5 per book. So you would say profit is increasing by $5 per book from the first to the fourth books. So anytime you interpret a rate of change, you need a per statement somehow. So $5 per book would be this one. Now we're going to do a word problem version later on, because what's going to happen is mathematicians are A, lazy, and B, fickle. So we're going to be changing this pretty soon because this isn't good enough for what we'll need in calculus. But for right now, all you need to do is when you hear average rate of change, think of slope. Because notice it is pretty much the same formula. The only thing that's different is notation.